The year is 1947. Henry J. Kaiser, same guy who was building Liberty ships during World War II, is now in the automotive business, and this was one of the cars that wears his name. But before getting into all of it, I'm Jay. Welcome to What It's Like, the automotive channel where we talk about cars, not the weather, history, specs, design. Sometimes it's like seeing these cars for the very first time. Post between 4 and 5 episodes each week, with engine episodes on Wednesday, generally. If that sounds of interest, a channel that you'll totally dig, subscribe and hit the bell icon next to it to never miss a video. 1947 Kaiser model lineup. But before getting into all of that, a bit of background on the man behind the brand, Henry J. Kaiser. He was an American industrialist, best known for construction projects and shipbuilding. His company was the prime company involved in building the Hoover Dam. Kaiser's company also built the Bonneville Dam, Grand Coulee Dam, and San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge. Kaiser never built a ship until 1940, and he would adapt mass production techniques to the shipbuilding business. Ship sections were welded together instead of riveted together. Kaiser would build ships during World War II. From 1941 through 1943, they were called Liberty ships. From 1944 through 1945, Victory ships, using 18 shipyards. They would produce 2,751 ships from 1941 through 1945. Kaiser Shipyard was able to take the industry average of 230 days to build one ship down to 45 days, and eventually they got the time down to 3 weeks. But the Robert E. Perry, which was built in 1942, holds the record for the fastest Liberty ship ever built in 4 days, 15 and a half hours, and it's sad to say that that will never happen again. In 1945, Henry J. Kaiser would partner with automotive executive Joseph Fraser, who in August of the previous year took control of Grand Page Motor Corporation and became president of the company. They would build an all-new car after the war called the Fraser. Joseph Fraser would meet Henry J. Kaiser while seeking financial backing for his car venture. And it would just so happen that Henry J. wanted to get in the automotive business as well. They would partner to form Kaiser-Frazer Corporation on July 25th, 1945. Henry J. Kaiser became chairman and Joseph Fraser became president. Kaiser-Frazer and Grand Page were equal partners. Kaiser-Frazer would build Kaiser cars, and Grand Page would build Fraser cars and farm equipment. Grand Page began hemorrhaging money by the end of 1946 and was unable to meet its financial obligations to Kaiser-Frazer. So in 1947, Fraser sold Grand Page to Kaiser. Joseph Fraser would leave the company in 1949 and would be replaced by Henry J.'s son, Edgar F. Kaiser. Kaiser would build cars from 1947 through 1955. It's worth pointing out that Fraser nameplate lasted until 1953 before getting discontinued. It's also worth mentioning that they had proof of concept in 1946. The original intent was to offer two cars. The Kaiser was to be the advanced front-wheel drive car, and the Fraser was to be the more upscale car with rear-wheel drive. As with a lot of things, plans don't always work out. The front-wheel drive model never made it to production because production costs and development time constraints. 1947 Kaiser model lineup. You had the special in the basement, custom at the top, one body style, 4-door sedan. It's worth mentioning Fraser had this same body shell with different bumpers and different grills. Fraser models were standard and Manhattan. Let's talk specs. 203 inches long. And just for reference, we just did a 58 Thunderbird yesterday. That car was 205 inches long, so this car is 2 inches shorter than that car. 72.87 inches wide, 64.5 inches tall. It rides a wheelbase of 123.5 inches. It weighs 3,480 pounds. Price $1,868, which is equivalent to you spending $25,995.02 in the year 2024. But it's worth mentioning that post-war inflation would push this price tag over $2,000. Total 1947 Kaiser production, and this is not including the Fraser. 70,474 units. They did make 68,775 Frasers. Of the 70,474 numbers, 65,062 were special, and then custom was 5,412. Moving on to engine, only one engine on offer for this car, 226.2 cubic inch displacement, flathead 6, sourced by Continental, 3.7 liters. It's good for 100 horsepower, 3,600 RPM, 180 pound-feet, or 244 newton meters, 1,800 RPM, with a bore of 3 5/16 inches and a stroke of 4 3/8 inches. Compression is 7.3 to 1, 4 main bearings, aluminum alloy pistons. When backed with a Borg Warner transmission, 3-speed manual transmission, 0 to 60 could be had in 19.2 seconds, still faster than a Volkswagen Beetle. Theoretical top speed of 83 miles per hour while achieving an average 15.2 miles to the gallon. Mileage may vary. These are just jumping off points. Transmissions, you had 2 transmissions on offer, 3-speed manual or 3-speed manual with overdrive. If you're in the market for a different kind of car that could fit your whole entire family in while cruising the car shows in the spring, summer, and fall, look no further than this 1947 Kaiser Special, which is currently for sale at Classic Auto Mall, Morgantown, Pennsylvania. For hours of operation, to see more pictures, and to get the scoop on this very car, be sure to click the link below after the show.
Let's talk styling. Just look at all of the stainless. Bumper has 4 overriders and or bumperettes. Tells you what it is right here, special. Kaiser Special. Their buffalo insignia there, right on the nose. Headlights. Turn signals. I love how these fenders are designed. I don't know if you'd call this a catwalk region, but it does slope down, and then it bulges back up here for the hood. Notice this car does not have a mascot or hood ornament here. The bumpers come back to the wheel wells. The fenders are rolled inside here. This car is sitting on bias ply tires. They are Firestone Deluxe Champions 7.0015. This car does not have rocker molding. Instead, it has a bead that protrudes outward from the rest of the body. Very smooth profile. The hood is also smooth. This car doesn't have a whole lot of trim on it either. There's no trim around the window, except for the bright bar in the center for the split windshield. Also notice how the windshield is designed. It's very Packard-esque from the 30s, and it has opposing windshield wipers. This car does have drip rails that start down here, and they run the length of the car, ending right here. This car has side mirrors on both sides, which was an option. Just look at how they're designed, as well as mounted in front of the vent window. Door handles Look at how they are designed. You open it by pushing this in. This one has a keyhole to lock and unlock the door. Rear wheel well, same thing. It's not even rolled though. It's just kind of bent inwards, but from the factory. See, it's not rolled. The rear bumpers mimic the front bumpers with 4 bumperettes and or overriders. Factory exhaust tip. Slender brake lights. They look almost like, the brake lights look identical to the turn signal indicators. And they just put brake lights in them instead of turn signal indicators. Kaiser on the deck lid. Gas filler door is on the driver's side. Glass window in back. Notice it does not have any trim around it. License plate light is inside the trunk latch mechanism, which we're back here. Get back. The trunk lid isn't that heavy. It feels like it's counterbalanced with something, but just look at how massive that trunk is. Load floor is about my knee height. It's very low. Full-size spare in the back, bias ply, as well as bumper jack, and it just goes up underneath. That is an impressive trunk. Getting inside, but before we do, notice this door handle on the driver's side also has a keyhole, which is really rare for this time period, because I believe there was a law saying that you couldn't get out of your door on the driver's side into traffic. So look at how this operates. And when I pushed that in like that, it popped open. Just take a look at this door panel. I love the textured feeling of this material. It's got carpet down here. This feels like a cloth material. This towel is just on here to protect the seat. The seats are in pretty nice shape from what I saw. Door is all framed out. Here's my fingers for reference. It's a deep door frame. Door lock. Armrest, as well as door handle to pull the door shut. This is the door button to get out. Push this button and it pops the door to get out. Vent windows, right like that. This is the window crank. Coming down inside the pedal box, have the emergency brake, as well as high beam switch, clutch, brake, gas pedal. Just take a look at this interior. Here's what over the hood looks like. Here's what first person over the hood would look like.
On to the button switches and knobs, starting at the bottom, left and moving right, starter button, oil pressure, amp meter, speedometer with odometer, coolant temperature, gasoline gauge, AC, key, hand throttle, headlights, heat, ventilation, lighter.
Up above, there are sun visors. They look like this, and here's my hand for reference. They're on the big side. Rear view mirror there in the center, as well as another sun visor over here for passenger. So this one has an aftermarket, I don't know if it's aftermarket or if they put it in here, AC unit. And there's the AC button. There is the air conditioner itself. Never saw anything like it. In the comments section, what do you guys think? This one has dual ashtrays There's one right there. There's another one over here. On to the glove box test. Here's our test subject. Here's my hand for reference. Here is the glove box in question. Sometimes they're hard to open. You have to have fingernails, which I don't. These look like the windshield wiper switches. This one controls these wipers. This one controls this wiper. This one also has a radio. The rear door opens that far to allow plenty of access in. Armrest as well as door handle to pull the door shut. Button to get out. It's got vent windows in the back, which I think is a super classy feature. They operate like that. So look at how much space you have back here to get in. Also notice how flat the floor is. There's a little bit, like an ever so slight bulge, but hardly nothing at all. Here's what the front looks like from the back. Let's take a quick gander at the greenhouse or the pillar to glass ratio. I'm always blown away by how nice Kaiser interiors are. This is the second 47 Kaiser that we've done for the channel so far. The other one was a custom and it had the bamboo seats. And this is a lesser car, but it is not bad. I would say that this is a way better interior than Ford, Chevy, Plymouth, Dodge had. Way better. And there's tons of space back here, but we'll get to that in a minute. Parcel shelf in the back. Wraparound back glass, and this is what visibility looks like out the back from the back seat. Let's talk seat back profile. It is rather reclined. It's in a really nice position. The seat back, it dips down slightly, but it's not bad. It's perfect sitting position back here. There is a footrest that you can put your feet on. There is an ashtray in the center here. No robe rail, which is interesting. Up there is a light switch on the pillar that controls the dome light there. There isn't a coat hook on that side, nor on that side, but the headliner is really nice. It's a really nice, soft material. Knee space, tons of knee space. It's like being in the Dodge, but it's more comfortable back here. It's reclined. It's so nice. Getting under the hood release is right here. I've already pulled it. There's a secondary catch. The secondary catch is right there. So notice you have dual horns in the front. Radiator wall sits a little bit ways, not that far back. 6-volt battery. Outside the blocks, yes, outside the block oil filtration. Inline flathead 6 with oil bath air cleaner.
On the positive side, great interior material. I still can't get over how plush the interior is and how well it held up over time, because a lot of seats materials, especially original seat material, they disintegrate over time. These seats were super plushy, and in a lot of ways, these seats were better than cars twice their price point. Spacious both front and rear, full instrumentation, even if it's a bit simplistic. Hood release on the inside, huge trunk with low load floor. Against it, it's a bit plain on the outside and a bit stodgy too. All right, now it's time for Would You Rather. 2 scenarios today. In the first scenario, would you rather have a 1947 Studebaker Champion or 1947 Kaiser Special or 1947 Nash 600. I'm going to leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Moving on to the second scenario, 1947 Chrysler Windsor, or 1947 Kaiser Special, or 1947 Hudson Commodore. Once again, gonna leave this here for a minute. If you need more time, feel free, pause the video. Now it's time for Name That Tune. First person to get both the name of the band and the song title correctly in the comment section will have their comment pinned to the top of it. I absolutely love that song. Anyway, thank you all so much for coming out and watching this. If you'd like to get in touch with me, shoot me a comment in the comment section below, or check out our Facebook group that correlates with this YouTube channel. If you don't have YouTube, if you don't have Facebook and would still like to reach me, send me an email. It will all be linked in the description below, and if it's not there, it's definitely on the homepage. I dig reading all of the comments. I dig everything that you guys bring in the comment section. Until next time, toodaloo!